What's going on, everybody? Ryan Pineda here, and in today's episode, we are going to be talking about cryptocurrency, which to this point has been a very sore subject for me, but we're going to figure out whether it's a good investment for you. So I get a lot of questions about cryptocurrency. They ask me, Ryan, are you invested in Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins? What do you think? What's going to be the best going forward? Is the money system going to collapse? And up to this point, I did not have a very good opinion of crypto due to my failures in it. So before I give you what I think of it now, let me just give you my brief history investing in crypto. So like many others, back in the end of 2017, I jumped on the crypto bandwagon. As many of you probably remember, everyone was talking about crypto back then. This was when Bitcoin started to explode for the very first time on the public scene. And you should probably know there's an issue when people at the gym are talking about it, when your coworkers are talking about it, and everybody has become this expert out of nowhere. But despite knowing better, I decided to jump in with everyone else. I had FOMO, for real. So I remember at the end of 2017, my partner Nick and I would work out at the gym every day, and we'd be talking about crypto because he had started investing in it. And after seeing it for so many days straight go up, I decided it was time to go get some Bitcoin. I ended up buying about $20,000 worth of Bitcoin at that time. And once I invested in the Bitcoin, I started doing a lot of research into what was going on in the marketplace. I started following all the top crypto experts on Twitter. I started looking at all the altcoins. And really, this is where my problems began. Back then, there were a ton of different altcoins having these huge gains daily. They were double, tripling, quadrupling in value in one day. And to make matters even crazier, there were a ton of ICOs back then. And if you don't know what an ICO is, it's an initial coin offering. It's very similar to an IPO, except that it's fake because all these altcoins essentially were fake. All of them were to pump and dump and just make money. But nonetheless, I stupidly exchanged all my Bitcoin for altcoins. And I actually had a lot of success. That $20,000 I initially deposited turned into $40,000. I thought that I was on to the next big thing. And so being a Las Vegas gambler at heart, I did what any gambler would do when they're ahead. No, I did not take my winnings. In fact, I put more money into it because the pot was so hot, I needed to get as much money as possible in the game. So I deposited another $30,000 into my account, and sure enough, I was winning again. I was all in for about $50,000, and I was up to $100,000 in the span of a week. I seriously thought that I probably wouldn't have to invest in real estate anymore because I was gonna make so much money trading crypto. And unfortunately, all of this was very short-lived. After about a month of things going crazy, everything just tanked. All my altcoins essentially became worthless. Like a big idiot, I didn't hold on to any Bitcoin. Not all was lost though. I bought a little bit of Ethereum, which is the second biggest coin. But to be honest, when everything tanked, all of my stuff ended up being essentially worthless. Even all the Ethereum I had might have been worth a couple $1,000s. And so for 3 years after all that stuff tanked, I just considered it a loss. I didn't even look at my keys. I didn't even check my accounts. To me, it was just a sunk cost. Which leads us to today. At the very end of 2020, we are seeing it happen again. Bitcoin has reached all-time highs. It has reached over $20,000 again, and people are starting to talk about it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I am kind of getting FOMO again because I don't wanna miss out. And to be honest, I don't even know if my keys work right now. I haven't tried. Looking at my old notes, I have 22 Ethereum, which are worth probably about $10,000 at the time of this filming, so at least I have something to show for my previous investments. But nonetheless, I'm not here to talk about my past failures of blowing all my money on altcoins or possibly losing my keys. No, we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about Bitcoin and what it means for the future. So for those of you who don't know, Bitcoin has recently reached an all-time high, getting over $23,000 per Bitcoin. That's a really big deal because that high was 3 years ago when everyone was getting invested. And so as investors, we need to take a look again and decide, is this legit? Is this another pump and dump? What is Bitcoin's role going to play as things go moving forward? Now, even though I was a terrible investor 3 years ago, I actually do understand cryptocurrency much better today. And I am contemplating getting back into it. And before you say, Ryan, you're getting FOMO again, you're gonna make the same mistakes, hear me out. Let me tell you what's changed. Number one, we've printed trillions and trillions of dollars in stimulus because of the pandemic. People are now starting to see that when the government has the power to just print money whenever they want, it's not usually a good thing. The reason people love Bitcoin is because it's decentralized and there is a cap to how many Bitcoins there are. No government can manipulate it. There's no way to print more Bitcoins. It has a fixed amount. And so if people start to lose their faith in the American dollar, you better believe that Bitcoin is the place they're gonna turn. A lot of people will say, well, in that event, I'd rather have gold. That's okay. But either way, whether you believe in Bitcoin or whether you believe in gold, if you don't believe in fiat currency, you're gonna have to put it in one of those two things. So the massive money printing is definitely causing people to look at Bitcoin a lot more seriously. And that brings me to my second point. You are starting to see a ton of hedge funds get in on the action. If you've ever watched The Social Network, you remember the Winklevoss twins. They were the ones that Mark Zuckerberg stole the idea from. Well, they are also some of the biggest crypto investors in the world. In fact, they are billionaires because of their crypto investments. And they have been saying that Bitcoin is the way for years. And they're not the only ones. There are a ton of other hedge funds getting in on the action. And so when you start to see the sophisticated money talk about it, you better take it seriously. The third reason things are changing is because it is much easier to trade now. PayPal is now allowing you to trade Bitcoin. You can go trade Bitcoin on Robinhood. You could trade Bitcoin on Webull. And by the way, if you want 4 free stocks at Webull, potentially at $1,600 a piece, all you gotta do is click the link below and deposit $100. But nonetheless, it is becoming more widely accepted between all the money printing, between the hedge funds, between all the trading platforms. I believe it is now going to finally do what people think it's going to do. I've been listening to a ton of podcasts this whole year. I've been following a lot of different people on Twitter who I really respect. And these aren't people who are just trying to get rich from selling altcoins, which is what happened 3 years ago. No, these are people who have made their money doing legitimate things, I should say. They've traded stocks, they've had businesses, they've done other things, and they are now saying that Bitcoin is the future. A lot of them believe that Bitcoin could reach over $100,000 next year. And so when legit people think that, you should definitely take notice. If I didn't have such a bad experience with it 3 years ago, I would have already bought it. The only thing stopping me from buying it right now is just my fear of failure from last time. Looking at everything that I know now, I do believe it's a really good investment. But as I said, I just do not want to be the guy having FOMO again and then getting burned a second time. And I probably should have said this. If I do invest again, I will not make the same mistake and buy altcoins or anything else. I will only buy Bitcoin. That's all I'm interested in at this point. All of the other altcoins can be manipulated, and they're all based on Bitcoin anyway. So why not just get the real thing? The one true coin that is decentralized that nobody can manipulate. But anyways, I'd love to hear in the comments below whether you're invested in crypto, what are your thoughts on it, do you want to get in on it? And if you were one of the people like me who lost a lot of money back in 2017, definitely let me know about that because you're not alone. I'm really curious to read the comments and see the sentiment around Bitcoin and crypto right now. So anyways, if you got value out of this video, go hit the like button. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. Go follow me on all the socials. Until next time, peace.